One of the all-time greatest defensemen ever to play in the NHL, a Hall of Famer, and an all-around good guy, Ray Bourque. Ray, how are you?
I'm great. Hey, man.
Thanks for being here.
Good to be here.
We were talking yesterday with Razor, with Andrew Raycroft, and he was talking about particularly the Christmas party and the Bruins guys going out every year and buying gifts for the kids. And I'm sure when you think back on things that you experienced here during your long tenured career with the Boston Bruins, that's one that you remember, is getting that opportunity to go and see those who are in the middle of this great fight against cancer.
Yeah, we always went out. Something that, as you become a Bruin, we had certain events that we had to attend, and you learn earlier on that giving back and being part of the community was very important. And as years went on, we were in hospitals, a lot of different children's hospital, Dana-Farber, all over the place, visiting little kids at times. And then, yeah, Christmas time was pretty special for us. I started collecting money from all the players at Christmas, and we actually went out literally buying gifts and going into hospitals and giving them to the kids that, going through tough times at that time of the year, and going into homeless shelters and single moms and kids that weren't going to get gifts at Christmas. So that was pretty special, and it's still going on now with the Bruins at Christmas. Now it's sponsored by big companies, and they still go out, though. The players still go out and get the gifts and give them out. So, yeah, this community is amazing. All teams are a big part of it, and you learn pretty quick. This is a special place.
And that's one of the reasons, I'm sure, why you stayed here and why you didn't leave after your career was over.
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys that end up playing here for a certain amount of time end up living here and raising their kids here. And I got here 45 years ago. Last week was August 8th is the year, the date I was drafted 45 years ago. My buddy called me just to remind me, because he was knocking on my door that morning. He was a big Bruins fan and so excited that the Bruins drafted me, and I was like, yeah, that went fast. But pretty quick that I realized. I always thought when I was starting to play, okay, I'd retire, I'd go back to Montreal, and my wife, both of us are from there, and once we retire, we'd go back there. But once you have kids, and then they're in school and they're doing their thing here, and you realize how special this area is, New England. There's no way going back. And even when I went up to Colorado for about a year and a half, there's no way that I wasn't coming back here to settle, and for all very special reasons. And something like this tells you all about New England and what you guys do. WEI, now over 20 years of doing this and raising money, and the Jimmy Fund, and how long it goes back to Ted Williams, where it all started with the Red Sox relationship with Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund. It's just an amazing place.
And Ray, I grew up watching you. The most vivid memory when you first went to Colorado was you still had the Bruins shorts underneath the pads. I remember that vividly. But you gave back when you were here. You performed at the top of the game. You're one of the great defensemen in the history of the NHL, maybe the best. And yet you stopped playing, and you are everywhere. At every charitable endeavor, you're either donating something, or you're there doing the raffle, or what makes you, you've given a lot on the ice, more than most ever will, and now you're here 45 years later, getting up in the morning to hang out with us morons.
Let's be honest, Curtis, it's like me, it's about the free golf.
Well, you know where I'm going after this, right?
Are you playing today? Where are you playing today?
Salem Country Club.
Salem Country Club?
We're hosting people that are coming in from Florida that I winter in Florida, and we have a big event at our golf course that we auction off golf, like 4 dinners, 3 rounds of golf, and people got here last night. We had dinner last night. We're playing golf today. Another dinner tonight at my house, and we raised a ton of money for Children's Hospital out there in the Fort Myers area.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're doing that. But
Curtis also winters in Florida, or more correctly, his parents do.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear.
You hear that show.
One day I'll get there.
Were you brought up being drafted? Did you care where you were going, or did it matter to you? Did you want to be drafted by a Canadian team, or did?
No, growing up in Montreal and dreaming about playing for the Canadians when I was a young kid, then you kind of get to a certain age and you kind of know that things are happening. You're going to get drafted, but ending up in Montreal probably wouldn't have been the best place. I think if you're going to play in your hometown, you want to start somewhere else, kind of establish yourself, know how things are done. Starting in your hometown, the pressure. I mean, I speak French and English. I would have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Double interviews, friends, family, and just making the lineup in Montreal back then. A lot of guys were amazing players that had to start in the minors because how strong and deep they were in teams. So I was just so happy to go to a team, original six team that was established, rich in history, and had just lost to Montreal the year before in the semifinals, where I could have gone to Colorado, Minnesota, these teams sucked. So, and they sucked for about 10 years. So you come to a place where all you got to do is do your job and have fun, and breaking in with guys like Jerry Retrievers and Jean Rattal and Brad Park, Terry Riley, probably a handful of those guys had won cups in 70, 72.
Well, you brought up during the break John Wensink.
John Wensink, yes.
Did you buy his house?
Yes, because he told me to.
Was he?
Did he give you a deal?
114,000. Ended up selling it for 325. It was pretty good.
It was a good deal. Was he the toughest guy you ever played with?
He was just such a teddy bear. I mean, these guys, right? They're so tough on the ice, and they look so mean, and just amazing guys. But he played the part big time. He looked like he was nuts, right?
Yeah.
The afro, the big hair, challenging Minnesota's bench to a fight, and just classic stuff back then.
Yeah.
Can we really sit here and give Ray his flowers? Because this is kind of like, I'm always amazed. When we go out, we always see a lot of people, and there's a ton of Bruins fans. And, I remember my days as a youngster playing hockey and being a defenseman. But when everybody talks about Ray Bourque, they talk about one of the greatest defensemen to ever put on a pair of skates. Even his peers and his teammates, whether we're talking with Milbury or we're just talking with. And so the fact that I don't know him like that, but I've paths across, it's amazing to be able to sit with somebody when you think of what they were able to accomplish as a player. And I don't know if you ever thought about it when you were coming up, like the level of respect and where you sit in the world of hockey. It's you got to give this guy his flowers.
Wiggy is never impressed by
Wiggy,
it.
I was just, we've never crossed paths on the ice. I was always hoping to run into Wiggy at Saugus, at Twin Rinks there. You went out a few times.
Yeah, I went out to
hockey town. I used to skate there Tuesday and Fridays with the guys, and we never really. And I don't care, you're a Hall of Famer. You played college. You played high school. You played in the NFL. We all end up in Saugus.
It is amazing, though. It's amazing. It's growing up around it, it's amazing.
I could never have dreamt to have the career that I had. And, when I came in, I was just hoping if I could play 10, 12 years, I would thought, that would have been a great career. And right out of the box, it was amazing. It was so much fun, lived a dream, and never really stopped to really smell the flowers till the day I retired.
Right.
You're told all these things while you're playing, and you realize how things are going, but you never want it to end till once I retired, and I looked back and I said, wow, good job, Ray.
Good job, Ray.
Really good.
Not bad.
What's your guess at why Jeremy Swayman isn't signed yet?
Hey, that's how it goes, man. I had negotiations where it came to the end, and it's really frustrating as a player.
Didn't they take you to arbitration?
Yeah, they took me to arbitration
every year.
I mean, how do you do that?
How do you take the greatest defenseman to ever play the game to arbitration every year and try to point out that he doesn't backtrack?
Right.
That's when things were kind of changing, where salaries became public and they kind of exploded, and Harry just had a hard time seeing that transition happening and money, he thought it was going to ruin the league, and look at it now. It's just flourishing and doing great. Sway's going to get his money. This is going to work out. You know, he's an amazing goalie, amazing kid, and we don't want him going anywhere. And it's going to get settled for sure. It just takes time, and you know, Sway wants his money, and the Bruins want to save some money.
Swayman aside, what do you think about the state of the Bruins right now? Not the end of the season that we wanted, obviously, but what do you feel about Montgomery? How do you feel like they're gelling?
I love Montgomery. I think he's a great coach. He's the right coach for this team. I really like their 2 free agents that they signed. Is it Nazaroff and Lindholm? I probably got that name wrong, but
Elias
this guy,
Lindholm, I believe, is
Lindholm's a centerman.
Yes.
They need him bad. You know, losing Patrice and Krejci last year, and really having the season that they had last year. I think they overachieved regular season. I don't think they were built for the playoffs. I think Lindholm and this big defenseman that people are going to love. He's a monster, and he just goes out there. He's an excellent player, but he'll run people out of the rink as well. And I know Bruins fans don't like that, but you better get used to it because they're going to see it. 2 great signings. I think it's going to help their team. So I expect them to be better this year.
The great Sean McDonough is listening to the show right now and just sent me a text and said we need to point out a couple things. Number one, you are unappreciated as a charity auctioneer. You've undertaken that role many times, and you've become very, very good at it.
So impressive.
Well, you saw me in action.
I saw you in action.
10th year anniversary. And congratulations, guys. 5 years.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
And also points out that you are the leading defensive scorer in the history of the NHL. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And 12th all time in players in the NHL when it comes to points, both offense and defense.
That's
12th.
That's amazing.
12th all time.
Think about that.
That's nuts.
And he's so far ahead of like a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Makar averages 80 points for 20 years. He'll get there.
They actually just redid your plaque at the Hall of Fame. It just says he's so far ahead of a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't know how much time we have. I always ask players this.
Much as you want, Wiggy.
No, I always love to tap
my
in.
tea time's at 11.
Oh, sorry about that.
Tomorrow, I hope.
I like seeing Wiggy like starstruck.
I know.
It's nice.
I have to ask.
This is like lunch at Twin Peaks.
No. Like there are like a few people that I would love to sit down. Obviously Larry Bird, but you know, but having the opportunity to meet you and sit down a bunch of times. And I always ask guys of your caliber, how do you view the game now versus like when you played? Like, do you like it? Are there things that you would change? Like, you know, I always want to tap into the mind of like great players and how they look.
I just figured this out. This is a giant end around to get a free dinner at Tresca.
It's about time you mentioned Prescott. All right, you.
It's a
You
great
talk
restaurant.
about the North End.
I love
and
Tresca.
sometimes you jump over Tresca. What's up with
I
that,
don't know.
man?
I mean, I give everybody love. I do. I'll tell you what I love is it's fall and you have the pumpkin ravioli
Oh my
dish
God, no! Yeah,
served in the.
it's amazing.
served in the
and it's
pumpkin.
served in the pumpkin, a
Yeah.
baby pumpkin. It's
Yeah,
amazing
it's so good.
dish.
But yeah,
Risotto.
what do you think of today's game?
I think it's awesome. I would have loved to play it in today's game. When I played, you know, we had the red line. I would love to play without the red line and just throw some bombs to, you know, Cam just out there or Adam Oates or just these guys flying down. And the rules. You know, we used to have hooking, clutching, grabbing. I don't know how many times I'd make a pass coming around the net, whatever, beat 2 guys with the pass, then you're jumping in to make it an outman situation. All of a sudden the guy would give you this big hook and you just want to turn around and slash him like so hard, and there's no calls. And so offensively it would have been way more fun to play in today's game. Defensively is a lot tougher because you can't clutch and grab.
Yeah.
You can't hook. You can't do those things. But being able to skate, I think I would have done all right. But I love the game. I think the players, just up and down lineups. I mean, the skill and the speed of these players is just amazing, and I just love watching the game today.
Well, I know you brought a little donation, which
Yes.
We appreciate.
Yeah, we Bourque Family Foundation that, you know, We do great things. We'd like to donate $10,000.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, that's
Jimmy
awesome,
Fun.
Ray.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
that's
very
awesome.
much.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Round of applause for the great Ray Bourque. And you guys have the captain's ball coming up.
Yeah, we have, we've teamed up with Nancy Frady and John, and after Pete's passing, we had created the ball. My wife said, can we have something that has nothing to do with sports and get all dressed up and dolled up and all that, have fun? I said, yes. We created the ball. Pre-COVID, we canceled 3 times because of COVID. Then during that time, Pete passed, and we don't really lock into one specific cause up until Pete's passing, and our ball is strictly for ALS research. That's out of the Healy Center, out of Mass General, and the Pete Frady's Family Foundation that gives grants up to families affected with ALS. So it's September 19th. You go to bourquefamilyfoundation.org, learn all about it. It's at Sawa.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We
the
love
power
SOA.
station.
Yeah.
It's awesome
And,
over in the
it
south.
could hold like 1,500 people, and
Yeah.
the more the merrier. I promise you an amazing time, and
It was awesome last year,
Yeah, so-
and I'm sure it'll be even better this year.
yeah,
So.
it's something I really want to grow into something special every year. So with Nancy's networking and ours and the Frady's and teaming up like that, it's just it's been fun. It's been great, and it's such a, I mean, like the Jimmy Fun and this today, ALS is just awful.
We appreciate what you do. What are you looking to card today at Salem?
If I could shoot 77,
You'd be
All
happy-
right.
You'd be happy with that? 77?
I don't get there that often, but I strive for that every
All right.
time I go out. They give me card 77.
Yeah.
Kids get a good tip,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll shoot it.
Yeah. Shime shot that in the front at the Numbnuts invitation.
I was hoping to meet him. He talks about golf all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. We should go play. You want to play with Shime? Me, you, and Shime?
Salem Country Club.
Shime, you want to go to
Let's do it.
Salem and we'll play with Ray?
I would be honored.
Okay. Can I do that instead of dinner that I owe you?
That's fine. Yep. This is that. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So me, you, and Shime.
Let's do it.
We'll go play it.
Biggie, do you play golf?
No, I
wanna-
stink.
Chris?
Yeah, I'll play.
We'll
All
bring
right, let's
Chris.
do it.
Yeah.
Courtney?
I would love to.
I'll definitely come, but I stink.
He'll just be in your cart talking the whole time. I hope you're okay with that.
Just talking hockey.
We'll have to put 2 foursomes together.
All right. Yeah, let's
Love it.
do it. We'll do it before the end of the summer.
Plan.
Ray Bourque, you're the best. You've always been great to us. and
Unbelievable.
Great to
You
the,
too, bud.
great to the
Keep up
show.
the good work, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. That is Ray Bourque. We take a quick break, Ken? Or should we want to? No? Is that okay? We'll take a quick break. It is day number 2 of
Live
the,
watching Ken manage.
He's great at it. Generally, he defers to somebody else
Right.
on important
Well,
questions.
he looks to you, which
he made
is weird.
this. He made this decision himself.